Hello and welcome to Teckno Tuesday, the weekly podcast about the First Tech Challenge and other things related to engineering. My name is Kendrick Bender. I am here along with
Phil, the robot guy.
AJ Sopopoulos.
Justin Plaid Daddy.
Today on Teckno Tuesday, we will be talking about how being on an FTC team looks good on a resume.
We'll also want to figure out why the moon has better internet speed than I do.
We'll discuss the different technologies that are going into new TVs.
And what was the first thing we ever took apart?
So I want to do a topic that I tried to do like 3 weeks ago and I couldn't do, about the fact that the moon has better internet speed than I do.
And this is saying something, because Phil's internet speed is the fastest in like a
Probably
100-mile
the
radius.
fastest available.
Yeah, in like a 50-mile, 100-mile radius.
Well, I don't have fiber, but there you go.
Yet.
Yeah, so apparently NASA's been doing some fun experiments with satellites that are orbiting the moon using lasers. Can everyone see my quotes here? Lasers. Yeah, so, they're using lasers to send data back and forwards from the Earth to the moon, and they're getting bandwidth speeds of how much?
600 megabits.
600 megabits. And the cool thing is that it's 1/2 the weight and 1/3 the power or something like that.
So it's a lot more efficient.
Indeed.
So when will we be seeing that go to our houses?
Well, probably
Whenever we live on the moon.
Yeah, that's right. As soon as someone decides they need Facebook on the moon, we'll be good. We'll be golden.
Tweet. Oh man, I can picture astronauts like updating their Facebook status.
Yeah.
Every 2 seconds because they're
Just
bored.
landed on the moon, LOL.
One small step for man, LOL.
Oh no, astronauts that speak text talk.
That's right.
Hashtag.
Hashtag landing on the moon. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I mean, laser communicate.
Yeah.
We're going to see lasers for internet soon enough.
Well, they already use lasers for internet. It's called fiber optics. But it's kind of hard to string a fiber from the Earth to the moon, though.
Yeah,
They have
it's
to
doable.
go direct line of sight.
Yeah, I mean like a laser satellite internet thing.
Nah, I can't see it happening.
Well, there's already satellite internet.
I know.
So could we shoot lasers?
Why are all these pigeons falling on my roof? They all have little holes in them.
Not only does the world have faster internet, but it also has a shortage of pigeons.
That's right. If you think wind turbines are bad, start sending laser communication. Yes. So, exciting news. My FLL team competed at the Garrett County qualifier this weekend and got first place.
Oh.
Champions Award.
Nice.
Yes, indeed.
FLL is First Lego League. It's like a step down of FTC for those of you who don't know.
It's more of a introduction to robotics rather
Yeah.
than step down from FTC.
It's just an age group down. It's before they have the...
Because seriously, the
chance.
thing you got to keep in mind is that FLL is 100% autonomous. Think about that for a second.
Oh.
Think about that for a second. The little kids are doing more autonomous programming than we are.
It's true. I feel like they should have asked more of us because we only do with 30 seconds of autonomous.
If we're lucky.
Yeah, if we're lucky.
We should do half and half.
Yeah.
Half the match is autonomous.
Let's make half
matches-
the left side of the robot autonomous.
Genius.
Although we have done some autonomous programs during teleop though in the past.
It's true.
Such as like automatically in was it Hotshot? No. Yeah,
Maybe,
Hotshot.
yeah.
In Hotshot, we had our robot automatically track the infrared beacon to shoot the wiffle balls.
So we just hit the fire button and it just kept shooting at the target no
Yeah.
matter what happened.
Yeah, and a couple other things.
Tracking the IR beacon last year if
Some
it was
things
on
to
the
make
same peg.
some things to make the driver's job a little easier.
Right. I mean, we had learnable and retrievable arm positions.
Yeah.
Put the arm in a position by hand, hit the save on number 3 button, and then hit number 3, and it goes back to that position.
Yeah.
Which is a classic, closed loop control for teleop mode.
Yeah, but we know... I'm not sure how you got it to work perfectly just because we know how great encoders are.
You just need to massage the software to eliminate any erroneous readings that the encoder units give you.
Massage is definitely a new song.
Massage. And now a massage from the Swedish Prime Minister.
Wow.
That's actually a Monty Python reference, but anyway, so much for that. All the real Monty Python aficionados out there will get that one.
Nerds are
So I had that question, and it was from ages ago, but my question was, is science making more sense now? And by now I mean, now you've been doing robotics for the last X years. The stuff that you have learnt along the way is like all of a sudden, hey, this is useful information that we've probably learned here, there, and the otherwise.
Is that on a personal basis
Yes.
or on a global?
Personal. Come on, personal.
Science making more sense to everyone? No.
For example, Kendrick, I mean, you would do animations with physics that who knew what you were doing. Do you have a better feel for what that's all about now?
Yeah, I'd say so. Doing a lot more simulation stuff and making it more accurate now. So it's a lot better than what I used to do.
I've seen some of his stuff. It's quite impressive. And how he puts in Python with Blender and all that.
Python's awesome, just saying.
He's obsessed with Python for all you that don't know.
So what about you, AJ? Science, more meaningful? I mean, before you were doing
I agree.
robotics,
Yeah.
did you think, what's all this science stuff about? Or did you do any? Or
Well, I always liked that kind of stuff, and I've always kind of just gone out and started looking at how things worked. I've always been that kind of kid. And
be that kid?
that
kid.
who always gets in trouble because he's looking for stuff. But I've learned a lot since I was here even since last week, learning about traction and coefficient of friction and all that good stuff. It doesn't make any sense in the real world when you traction. Adding surface area does not add traction. It's so stupid.
I mean, that's because you're not adding any weight to the robot.
Yeah, I know.
That's what it is. Downward force, coefficient of friction, who cares how much area there is? Doesn't matter.
Yep, because you have to add weight.
You have to add weight.
Now, if we have like an 80-pound robot on one wheel,
Oh yeah, plane traction. Or if you have a robot that sucks the ground,
suction wheels.
increases your downward force, therefore increases your traction.
I have to wonder if, like, every engineer ever who has made it as an engineer has started off with the same sort of childhood of taking things apart.
I wonder.
It seems to be sort of this, this general story
It
for
does.
any engineer that you see or hear about. They were taking.
I would say
apart.
engineers that really enjoy what they're doing probably started that way. There's probably other ones that are just doing it because it's a job, maybe, or they went to
money.
school, learned
Yeah.
it, blah, 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 did it. But they're the kind of, average B-grade engineers that'll do just fine if you need someone to manage your project.
So, Phil, what's the first thing you ever took apart?
What is the first thing I ever took apart? I remember taking some watches and clocks apart very early, young
I
age.
feel like that would take parents off.
I don't think I ever got them back together again, though. but just all those little, if you've ever taken, this is back before digital watches, of course. There's a lot of moving parts in a
There
watch.
are. It's ridiculous.
I
The
think
problem is
I
if
think
you...
it was a clock. I think it was like a bedside alarm clock. Is one of the first things I took apart. Good question.
You were never going to get that back together.
No. I think my parents learnt pretty quickly only to let me pull apart things that already don't work.
I usually get all the stuff from the extended family that they won't want anymore.
There you
Like
go.
old space heaters, taking them apart, taking the heating elements apart. It's pretty cool.
I remember taking apart a clock.
What was that, Kendrick?
I remember taking apart a clock.
I
That was
remember,
fun.
I remember taking apart a VCR player.
Oh, that would be good.
I
Yeah,
did
it
that
was
too.
so. You can do a lot of things with a hammer and a screwdriver. I'll tell you what.
Wait, that's a quote for today. You can do a lot with a hammer and a screwdriver.
Or Phil's quote of the day: "Get a bigger hammer."
Get a big hammer. So AJ, what's the new tech and TVs?
I don't even remember what I was
How
going
was
to
the
say.
price? And how? And wait, you don't know what that was all about?
Well, I knew.
This was only a week ago.
Yeah, I do know. I was impressed. We went Black Friday shopping for a new TV,
Uh-huh.
and I've been impressed with. Have you seen the new 4K TVs? You'd be like, oh, you can't tell the difference between 1080p and 4K. Oh, it's gorgeous. They were because we were doing all these TVs.
How big were they?
60-inch.
Oh yeah, I can see how you
4K.
can see the difference on the 60-inch TV.
Oh, it was incredible. But
Once
it's
you
like,
get down to small enough, I don't think you would
No.
be able to tell the difference.
but we were
So
talking
so-
with the price. They cost about $3,500. I wonder in a year. I doubt it'll be even $2 anymore.
It was funny because I was at the Walmart yesterday with Lisa. And I was walking past the TVs, and there was this 60-inch TV, and it was $1,600. And I said, "Man, that's what I paid for my 40-inch big old, reflective flat screen TV, 10 years ago." That's yeah. Anyway, what did I decide? $10 an inch. I think TVs are going for these
Yeah,
days.
that's about what it is.
You're getting cheap.
Yeah, they're getting cheap.
It seems like you get a lot of times with your man caves where you get judged by the size of your TV.
It does, yes. So yeah. So the companies play on that, and they're like, "Well, if this guy wants to be a real man, he'll buy a big TV for his man cave."
They can have crappy resolution. Doesn't matter. It can be really, really bad as long as it's
huge.
70 inches. Yeah.
Yeah.
The really cool thing that I've recently seen, one of my friends got a 3D TV, and they actually work.
Yes.
I thought
Was it a passive glass or active glass?
active.
No. Active.
All
We
this
did
glasses
see
cost
we
a
did
lot.
see one of those. Rockwell Collins had it at Worlds 2 years ago. We saw one of those on demonstration. One of the FTC teams actually had the robot there, sort of displayed on the TV there in 3D, which was
I
really
heard
cool.
that the active glasses can be a bit of a headache.
They are. Well, I know after we watched one movie, then we started watching another one, we couldn't finish it because it gave us headaches.
Yeah, I think the passive glass ones, although I don't think the whatever the specs aren't as good just because you're losing pixels.
Yeah.
The fact that it's so much more pleasant to watch, I think overcomes that somehow.
Well, active glasses also cost like $150
Yeah,
a
you
piece.
can't get like a dozen for all your friends and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although that's got to get cheap because I know there's custom chips coming out now that
Oh, yeah.
that's all they do. So now it'll become glasses need them. Here you go. Blah blah blah. So I have a topic here: FLL World Class. So FLL, of course, First Lego League. World Class is the topic for next year, and I guess it's global education is what it's all about. So there you go. You heard it here.
I always love hearing the stories of how teams got their names. Like, I don't know why, just a lot of their stories are kind of interesting.
One of the stories I never heard was, how did we get our name?
It started whenever we
Clovers?
Teckno Clovers.
Whenever we started back in 2010, I think it was, we were splitting off of GeForce, and two of the members wanted to, actually a couple people, wanted to try and make the name so it could be turned into an acronym like FTC. So brainstorm went 4-H Teckno Clovers. So TC, FTC.
Oh.
We never did actually go with the whole FTC thing then.
That would have
We
been way
just
too
stuck with-
confusing.
We just stuck with...
I would have vetoed that from remote locations around the world.
no, you can't do it! So we just stuck with sort of Teckno Clovers. GeForce is something interesting, but do you remember what it actually stands for?
FOR, 4H, FOR,
FOR.
and cyber engineers, 4H cyber engineers. It was stupid. I mean, we needed
Computers
something.
in
We
it.
needed something
You
that
were just
stood
like-
for GeForce. We came up with GeForce first, and then we needed some crazy acronym.
We
Not
just
named
really-
after
There
the
should be
movie.
there should be a negative acronym. Yeah, that's right. Because then the next year came out the GeForce movie with. The
I don't
guinea
even
pigs.
think it was next year. I think it was like
It was
just a couple
couple
months
years ago.
into the first year. It was like they came out with or they announced it
They
anyway.
announced it. Yeah, it wasn't
Actually, the movie was named after GeForce.
That's right.
The movie was named after us. They just
That's
thought,
right.
wow, those guys, they're awesome. We should name our movie
I like that movie. It's a good movie.
That was, I remember all the technical, all the
Poop in his
GeForce
hand.
people
Poop
go.
in his hand.
Yeah, I remember the whole team going and watching that. That was fun.
Why does being on a first team look good on a resume? Does it? I guess is the first question.
Does it? I think it does. Especially if you're applying at some sort of like engineering company like Pillar or Phoenix, because they see that you've already got some sort of, at least a background in what you would be moving into.
So this will be interesting actually because I totally understand this topic, but you guys have never applied for like one of those kind of jobs. So I wonder.
Yet.
Yes, no, but I wonder how much you understand that actually is a significant thing.
They would prefer, this is theory, they would prefer to have somebody,
Who's they?
companies.
Companies don't hire people. People hire people.
The people in charge of hiring people.
There you go.
They would prefer to pick people that have experience in whatever they're going into. So you see, there's two guys here. One guy has no experience with engineering. He's just applied for the job. And then you have somebody who has been on an FTC team for 4 years. And he's applying for the same.
But now hold on one second.
Job.
The other guy has definitely already been to college. He may have like really good college grades, so he can prove that he has the learning for this. So it's not like someone off the street. So you're not competing against someone off the street here. So how does that tie into the difference then? Okay, so let me explain to you how this is. As someone who has actually gone through the hiring process and being responsible for hiring people, and also who has applied for jobs, but mainly because, hiring. It's very difficult sometimes to distinguish between people applying for a job. I mean, especially if you have, a bunch of people that have similar qualifications. Anyone who's coming out of college, the difference between them may be a grade here or there, but you really don't know. You really don't know if you put them into a team, if you form a team with them, or if you give them a task, or if you give them something that's a little bit other than book learning. You don't know what they're capable of doing. You really have no idea. And you're committing to bring someone on, to hire them, to give them years and years worth of employment on the hope that they've really can help you out. So if you come in as someone who's been on an FTC team or FLL team or FRC team, you can say, look, I've worked with this team. I've been doing it for 3 or 4 years. We get a new problem every year. We have to brainstorm it. We have to come up with ideas. We have to decide on those ideas. We have to build it. We have to test it. We have to program it. Then we take it to competition. Then we see what's wrong with it. Then we have to fix it. Blah, blah, blah. And by the way, we've won X championships along the way.
Yeah.
That is like so much of a distinguishing feature that makes you a much easier choice. It really doesn't, at that point, doesn't matter how good your grades are. To be perfectly honest, to me, I know that's not true in a lot of places. But, I mean, it takes money to train engineers to be good employees, to work on projects, to be productive, to make money for the company. That's what you're there for. You're there to make money for the company. So being able to show that you know already all that stuff, it just takes so many unknowns away from the person who's hiring you. It's almost impossible for them not to hire you at that point. If they're really going to hire someone, they're going to take the person that's a known quantity rather than the person who's maybe got really great grades. Because all that means is maybe they're good at passing exams, maybe it means they're good at memorizing stuff, but it doesn't tell you whether they've got a creative bone in their body. Mm-hmm. And most companies, engineers create new things. That's what they do.
All right, that's all the time we have for today. So, on behalf of all of us here at Teckno Tuesday headquarters, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment down below with either a question or feedback about the show. By the way, speaking of the show, hope we fixed the audio quality this week. Last week was pretty bad.
Hasta la vista.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.